My mom always said the messier the better, and this is amazing.
Thank you. It is a bite of fall, for sure.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Wow. Hey everyone, I'm Mary Louise. This is Logan. We're at Lola's Delicatessen in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Today we're going to be cooking with Shenandoah Valley Orchards apples, and I'll let Logan tell us what we're doing today.
When you all reached out, I immediately thought of this sandwich we've done in the past called a harvest melt. It's made with a generous amount of apples, paired with bacon, and stewed for a long time to make an apple bacon jam.
Okay, get us started.
Okay. Our first step is adding the savory component, one being bacon leftovers of sorts, so your bacon grease, your liquid gold. Start with that in the pan, and then we're just gonna saute 2 whole onions for the recipe. So we'll do a small onion, a small dice, and then we'll get into, I guess, my way of doing apples. So you start with your onions. Onions will caramelize in your bacon grease for about 10 to 15 minutes until translucent.
So which varieties did you decide to use for this?
We asked for many varieties. I find that if we're using tarts and sweet and different textures, it really adds to the complexity of our bacon jam. So we use Fuji, Granny Smith, Honeycrisp, Evercrisp.
Okay, now we have the apple in. What's next?
What's next? We do have a variety of flavor profiles we like to add. So you have 2 parts ground cinnamon. So, you know, if you're using 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, you're using a tablespoon of everything else. And that's kind of, in this quantity, that's what we're looking at. But at home, you know, you're looking at pinches or dashes. Yeah. Next, ground clove, ground ginger, and ground nutmeg. And to add to our to a little bit more sweetness, we did add some brown sugar in this recipe.
Okay, so my favorite part now, we're gonna move on to bacon, right?
Yeah. The bacon, nothing special. It's whatever you have left over from breakfast or BLTs from the night before. We go through a lot of bacon here at the deli. And there's not a big art form to this. You can either use your hands or use a knife. When it's crushed up like this, sure, you can just like,
a hands-on approach.
Sure enough.
Now that the jam is done, the bacon is added, where do we go from here?
Now it just needs to keep on heat for 5 to 7 hours. You can throw it in your oven, you can keep it on a flat top or your burner. I think the biggest part is time, because it allows for the apples to really break down, allows for those peels to break down too. Breaks down those sugars, so you have a sweet, the savory really comes through with the bacon when it's all done.
So what now?
So what now? In our purposes, it's going to be on our harvest melt sandwich, which is seeded rye, mesquite smoked turkey, hence the smokiness of the turkey. Our bacon jam, a little mayonnaise, and it is grilled on our flat top. Should we make one?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Here's our seeded rye bread. It's from Rotella's brand out of Nebraska. Are you a rye bread?
Oh, yes.
Okay, great.
Rye, pumpernickel, everything in between.
Mayonnaise just helps with the creaminess of the final product. Munster cheese, you know, Swiss has its own flavor profiles. We found that Munster's just a little bit more mild, neutral. And boar's head, mesquite smoked turkey will accompany that. And then this will go on the flat top. The meat will be grilled as well. And then our jam will go right on top of that. All right, I'm gonna go grill this real fast.
Awesome.
BRB. Pow!
Like magic.
Yeah. Okay, our last component is the jam, 3-ounce portion, whatever you feel like at your house. But what I've noticed too is give it some time to rest. It hasn't set up yet. All right.
Oh, that looks perfect. I am super excited to try
this one's all yours.
Okay. Logan, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for thinking of us.
The apples and the turkey, and you weren't kidding about the Munster. That is the perfect choice for a dish like this.
Thank you.
I really love with this how it takes a lot of effort to make this jam. I mean, most people don't like to cut up apples, even if they love apples as much as I do. But once you get past that step, just a few hours, like you said, this is absolutely heaven, and I think it is well worth the time it takes to make the jam, but the final assembly, super simple.
Yeah, totally.
Well, Logan, this has been a great trip to Harrisonburg.
Great.
I really appreciate you having us and working with our apples like this.
Thank you. Thanks for thinking of us.
Join us next time to see what our next host can whip up with our delicious Shenandoah Valley Orchards apples.